Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and today I did a video using the Zipper Distort tool to make something. I've already closed the file down, but I'm going to make it again. And the gentleman sent me this, and he just said attached. I don't know if he's having problems because it doesn't look like he said something about settings. So let's pick one of the letters and go to the Distortion tool, which is underneath the Drop Shadow tool. And maybe, after you pick this, maybe pick a preset of stamp. And it already really did it for you. Now, we don't really probably want these outer lines, but you can change stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure this is already, I'm going to convert it to a curve. I'm going to go ahead and left click, right click. And then you can do a number of things to this. We could delete this. We could delete some of the nodes. Actually, you could delete it. You could use the smoothing tool. Just make sure you click on your item. Maybe get rid of some of those lines. So I would use maybe the stamp preset. Let's go back to this because there's actually a zipper, but it really goes the opposite direction. And there's twister and push and pull corners. But if you'll use the stamp, and see, I just did it again and it really messed it up. But now we're going to go ahead and use this on this fixture. So with this is grouped, well, you know what, before I do that, I'm going to get rid of those little bit of a middle node because we don't want those little bitty lines. So just grab the shape tool, grab the item. Let's just get rid of these little bitty lines. That'll probably work. And you could also, while you already have this, you could extenuate, one or two of the lines, have them go down or up. And you could do them all at one time. So you grab all these and move them up. So let's see how that looks when we do what we want to do. So let's bring in our drawing and then select both of them and go to Intersect. I don't know if doesn't look like I hit Intersect. Nope. So what I need to make sure this is, evidently I didn't either group that together. So let's get the G out of there, E out of there, and group that together. That it has to be grouped, and then just kind of check it. Oh, it did do something. So let's back up here, but I don't think I had it set right. Well, that's a group, 31 lines. Maybe I didn't hit the Intersect tool. So let's select that and then go ahead and hold down the shift instead of selecting both of them. Maybe I didn't do Intersect tool. And there's our graphic. It did a little bit different. But that's what he was trying to get to today. I'm thinking. Now, if you look at these little lines, it's because we had some waves on the bottom. So let's back up here before we do anything. And let's make that edge a little bit softer. So we could take all these inside nodes and hit delete. And you could, you could click one of them and bring it in and maybe bring this one in to make it a little bit different so you wouldn't have so many. And then just grab this back, hold down the shift key and now grab your lines and go Intersect. And that's the way it should have worked the first time. This way you have just a few lines. Now you can probably still clean this guy up by going to Object, ungroup it, and you could probably get, if you didn't like those three little lines, you could do that right there. And, if you didn't want these and didn't want that, you could. Now that's when you're going to have to go to Object and break the curve apart because that little dot is part of the other dots. But that's a pretty cool design. And, like I did this morning, you could make the shape a lot longer. So we're going to go ahead and use the preset of stamp again. And in this case, you'd probably definitely want to change these. We're going to have to go and convert it to a curve so we can move it with the shape tool. But this is really the one you want to do. And matter of fact, what we did this morning on this video, we used smooth distortion, and you could distort it I'll probably have to do that from the very start. Let me just back up here. And then let's try everything. Let's try the preset of stamp and use smooth. And see, that way you get a little bit smoother distortion. But you really want a kind of rough distortion on the top. What that did, they added a bunch of nodes. And then you'd have to go ahead and break this into a curve or convert it to a curve. And then you could grab, this might be pretty cool because you could grab segments of lines and not just like that. So let's try this now. Of course, it's going to be pretty smooth on the bottom. Let's take this over here and let's get rid of this E. Well, let's just bring this up. And then take our E or our L. Let's move his E out of the way. Select the, I'd always select the L first. And you could probably just select both of them, but I think this actually works better in the Intersect tool. So a little bit different effect. I don't think they're as cool as what we did this morning because the bottom doesn't have a jagged edge, but all that can be fixed. Anyway, I hope that helped. Thank you.